Yes, hello, ask and you shall receive. I would love to tell you about all the perfumes that I got in London. First off, this bag is from perfumer Pia. She is at Old Fiction, and her brand that she collaborates with her business partner, his name is Nick Gilbert, I believe. Their brand is Eau de Bougie. So this was one of the bottles that she actually gifted me because she was so kind. I am a person who loves a tobacco scent, and this one is very good tobacco. She also gave me the Eau de Bougie Discovery set, so I'm really excited to try these out. It's got Inflorno, Gilded, Verdant, Queen, and Queer, which Queer is the one that I have the tobacco in. And then in terms of other samples that I got, another perfumer that came to the meetup that I hosted, she's with To the Fairest, and she brought me her sample set as well. So I can't wait to smell all of these, and I'll do another review to take you through all of them. Okay, and the last sample that I got, this was actually totally by accident. So the Marie Antoinette exhibit that I went to, I was talking about how they had 4 busts that were scented with different perfumes that were created to represent the different parts of her life. There was supposed to be a scent workshop the day that I went, but they had to cancel it for whatever reason. And I was so sad because like that was part of the reason why I wanted to go. And so the museum actually reached out and said that they could get me a sample of one of the fragrances. And the one that they sent me is Petite Trianon. This one was supposed to be based on the perfume that she actually wore by her perfumer, what is his name? Jean-Louis Farjean. And this one, the notes that they have listed: green, fresh, petrichor, grass, moss, hawthorn, lilac, rose, lavender, honeysuckle, and violet. Very gorgeous green scent. It's very lush, springtime, beautiful. Okay, now moving on to florist. This was actually my first stop after I dropped off my bags, and I really enjoyed getting to go and talk to the brand in person and getting to experience their museum because they're one of those brands that I've read a lot about. A lot of famous historical figures through history have worn their perfumes, and it's not made up like Creed. And Oscar Wilde was actually a friend to the florist family. He used to go by the shop all the time and just hang out. And they had this fragrance, which I don't know if they made it specifically for him or if he just wore or what the situation was. But he would wear carnations in his boutonniere, and that was like one of his dandy things that he liked to do. And so this fragrance is really nice because it's a spicy carnation. It kind of reminds me if you've ever like seen a guy wearing those like very shined shoes. It kind of smells like shiny leather shoes, carnations, and like lavender and soap. Like it's almost like not quite a barbershop scent. It's a little bit spicier than that, a little bit like almost more cinnamon. But it is very clean, and I don't usually go for this profile, but the spiciness really called to me. Okay, the next perfume that I got is from Angela Flanders. She was an independent perfumer in London, and I believe that she died within the last couple of years, and so her daughter actually took over. All of her scents are really lovely, and this was called Amber Rose, and I am not normally that much of a rose person. But this one is just so lovely. It's almost like if a rose had sugared petals. That's kind of what it smells like. It's really beautiful. It like, I don't know, makes me feel happy. Okay, and on the Angela Flanders note, so I talked a bit about the Dennis Sievers house in that video, and it is a place where they do not want you to take photos and videos, so I wanted to respect that, so that's why I didn't share any of that. But what was so cool about this place was that they basically, the conceit is that 5 generations of a family have lived in this house, and they treat it as though you're walking into a room where somebody has just left. So there'll be tableaus where you're still smelling like the candle that was on in the room, or there's food that like somebody's taken a bite, or there's like a cup of tea left over, what have you. And my favorite room was Mrs. Seaver's room. Now, I'm trying to see if you can see it. This picture also doesn't really do it justice. They had a set of postcards that has some of the rooms in them. And like I said, I went to the silent night option. So these photos look like they were taken during the day, but when I went, it was very dark, only candlelight and fire light. And anyway, this room was my favorite. This was Mrs. Seaver's room. This picture really does not do it justice. It is so stunning, but when you walk in, it smells like cacao and sweet orange, and that's this candle, and they sell it there. And it was a collaboration between Angela Flanders and Dennis Sievers while he was still alive. The other thing to note about Dennis Sievers, so he was actually from California, and he moved to London, bought this house, refurbished it, and even though it comes across as a historical story, it's rooted in history, but it is made up. And so it's almost like one expansive art project. And Dennis Sievers and his partner were some of the first reported cases of HIV in the UK, and sadly he died in 1999. But he did collaborate with Angela Flanders on this candle, and it smells so good. And just like when you walk in, it is just the most comforting smell. And it also just it smells rich, and with all the tapestries hanging around and the teacups and everything, it was just it's such a cool experience. I highly recommend that you go if you're ever in London. Oh, and then if you're interested, last year I started doing travel journals, so this one got quite chunky. So whenever I go to a new place, I just, instead of taking all the receipts and pictures and stuff that I collect, I instead put them in a little journal, and I also have a little photo printer, and so I'll take my favorite pictures and print them out and put them in here. Oh, here's me and Perfumer Pia. This has become my favorite way to remember trips, actually. And whenever I'm just oh man, I miss London, look back on it. So it's cool. Okay, the last perfume that I bought was from Perfumer H. I really wanted to make sure that I was only supporting English perfumery while I was there. And this is another one of their big independent brands, and they had, at the stationery store that I went to, they actually had some scented objects with this, not this specific perfume, but with this brand. And let's see, where have my notes sprayed? This perfume that I got is rhubarb, and they were telling me that most of their perfumes are made with all botanicals, which cool. And this is a photorealistic rhubarb. It is very tart, but it also still has the vegetal aspect to it. I don't know, I'm in my green era, because before I used to never like these types of fragrances, and now it's all that I want. Okay, so those were the perfumes. Now let me show you the antiques. So this right here is a vintage compact, and I don't know, I love the design. What I didn't realize that is so cool is that this is actually a music box compact, and I would play it for you, but it's actually overwound right now, so I need to get it. I don't know how to fix it. I need to check with my friends at the International Perfume Bottles Association, because they have experts who collect vintage compacts and need them to look at it for me, but can't wait till I get that working. It's so cool. And then this is one of the objects that I got at the Old Spitalfields Market. This is a 1700s era scent bottle in vinaigrette. Whoever owned this, their initials are engraved on there, and when you open that up, you see the vinaigrette here, and this is actually one that's very, very nicely designed. They're usually not so intricate. And so what you would do is you would put a piece of cloth underneath, and it would have either essential oils or perfume or whatever. And so as you're walking about your day, and if things smelled bad, you just kind of hold it to your nose. And then this lovely girl right here, this is a vintage Christian Dior. You can see Christian Dior down there. Poison brooch. So obviously I needed to have that. And this one is a YSL perfume bottle brooch. So again, needed to have that. And then last but never least, this is a Samson Morden silver perfume bottle from about 18